Hey everybody, my name is Grimace. You're watching Hike California. On this channel, I talk about hiking, backpacking gear in the state of California. If those kinds of things interest you, why don't you click that subscribe button, click that notification bell. I'd love to have you along with me. Today, I want to talk about a few things. I don't really have like a topic per se, but it's been a couple of weeks, and I'll talk about why. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a video, and I just wanted to check in. First of all, I'm over 100 subscribers, which is not a big number in any platform, even YouTube. But for me, I thought I was going to be starting this channel. I thought I was going to be have an audience of 2 people. I thought, no one's going to watch this. Who cares? So 100 is really cool for me. I'm really excited. So thanks so much for subscribing. If you're new to the channel, I'd love to have you on this journey. So let's talk about where I've been. So I took a couple of weeks off because of the fires that are raging through California right now. I'm sure you've heard about them. If you don't live here, if you do live here, you've definitely heard about them. There are wildfires raging across California. They have been for several weeks now. And not only are most parks in Southern California closed as a result of these fires, but a lot of the camps are wiped out. A lot of the just fire areas, obviously, you're not going to hike in. There's just a process, and then the air quality is bad. I actually started a hike a couple of weeks ago and had to stop because the air quality was just so bad that I couldn't do it. The other thing that I did was I did some traveling, and I spent a little bit of time in the redwoods. So you will see some videos coming up with some of that. But it was interesting because driving up there, I was really worried about the fires in Northern California, and I actually had to go around the Dolan fire, which is currently ravaging Big Sur. But I missed most of them. In fact, when I got up to the parks, like everything was pretty much beautiful. Like I had some beautiful blue skies. Um, and it really got me thinking, fire is interesting because it's awful, right? We don't want to hike in it. We don't want to like it's terrible. People lose their livelihood, people lose their lives, they lose their property. Animals die, trees go away, our hiking opportunities go away, but it's also part of how the forests grow. In particular, because I was in Northern California, the redwoods. Redwoods need, I don't know if you know this, redwoods need fire to grow. Redwood trees, the coast redwood, produces 2 different ways. It produces sexually with a pine cone that it drops to the ground, and it produces asexually. So, like when a tree dies, um, then they can have a family group, which is where several trees line up around it, or they'll grow off of each other. Redwoods are very interesting in that way, where there are many ways that they can grow a new redwood on an old redwood. But fire is needed for them to reproduce sexually. So what do I mean by that? So you might imagine the coast redwood's the tallest tree in the world. I think it's the tallest living organism in the world. I'm not sure, but definitely the tallest tree. You would imagine a pine cone for this thing would be like this big, like just plummeting to the earth and hitting you in the head. Well, you would be wrong. A pine cone for a coast redwood looks like that. So small. So those fall to the forest floor, and no, I didn't. I did. I left no trace. I bought these out of the park, but they fall to the ground and they do nothing. The seeds don't come out. It doesn't open up. Seeds don't come out unless there's a fire. The intense heat of a fire opens up the seed, opens up the pine cone so that the seeds can come out, so that new redwoods can grow. It's the only way they can do it. The other thing that it does is it clears out the vegetation underneath the redwoods. So a redwood creates a canopy because they're so tall, and so the plants underneath them need to be sort of cleared out because they're competing for those resources. They're competing for water. They're competing for sunlight. They're competing for all of the resources that plants need. So it clears out the underbrush, and then when the redwoods themselves start building back up, then it's they create an opportunity for other plants that sort of live off of the redwoods. So it is the circle of life. It is the cycle of life, and it is beautiful. It just sucks when there's fires going on. And so I actually had a big trip planned for the San Gorgonio Wilderness for next weekend, and not only is the forest closed, but the entire western third of my loop is currently on fire. So I can't imagine that even if the park is open by then, even if the forest is open by then, I can't imagine I'll be able to go on this hike. TBD. They are upping the containment, but it's still that bobcat fire is raging. This would be the El Dorado fire, which is largely contained but not finished. That's the one that was the gender reveal party. Do you know about this? This entire fire started from pyrotechnics at a gender reveal party. I wonder what gender it was. Anyway, so we won't talk about that. I don't want to talk about gender reveal parties on my channel. But I just thought it was interesting to, go into the redwoods where fire is such an important part of the ecosystem while dodging fires on my way up the coast. And it just really sort of brought it home and made me realize A, life is precious, and B, like even in the biggest setback can have a positive. So I thought that was a really nice lesson. So I still don't know what I'm gonna do for my hike next week. I'm looking into some alternatives. It's tricky, but I'll find something. And meanwhile, the fires will hopefully get contained. People will be safe. People will get their homes back, rebuild. It'll all be great. But we need fire. Anyway, again, my name is Grimace. This is Hike California. I really appreciate you watching. If you got value out of this video, click that thumbs up button. Otherwise, click thumbs down. Don't click thumbs down. I mean, you can. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But why? Why would you? What's the point? What are we doing? What are we doing on the internet if we can't just be nice to each other? Just be nice. So click that thumbs up button. Leave a comment below. Tell me that I'm completely wrong about redwoods. I might be. I don't think so. I'm not an expert, but I've looked on the internet, so you're welcome. Anyway, again, I'll catch you next week, and let's do this again sometime.